Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection. Headline edition will bring you special reports and interviews in a moment.
How you doing? This is the guy from Pittsburgh. Well, there's a post by Jesse Ventura, off the grid, and I think he's been off the grid too long. So let's give me a second here. I gotta fix this. Jesse posted this post on his off the grid page, and I want to play the beginning of this, because it's absolutely ridiculous.
Category 3 typhoon hits Mexico, leaving residents with no power and no food. And yet, no one's talking about it. That's today's big media blind spot.
Now, big media blind spot. Well, I don't know what Jesse's problem is. Maybe he's been off the grid too long and he doesn't have the internet. Maybe he's got bicycle-powered internet, and the Mexicans, he lives in Mexico, they're not keeping up the power enough so that they can power his computer. Maybe he's doing it to 286 or something, I don't know. But I looked up this morning after I saw this post he left, and 5 pages of news stories on this. Whole pages of videos. UK Daily Mail, AP, Reuters, San Francisco Gate, which is the website for the San Francisco Chronicle, Los Angeles Times, news stations all over the country. Bisbee's the big fishing tournament, donated $250,000 for relief efforts. The Chabad House in Cabo, San Lucas, put out calls for help. And they had a convoy going from San Diego to Cabo. The problem is they're only allowed to carry so much stuff into Mexico, and the only way you can get down there until recently was using 4x4s because one of their freeways collapsed. APS pictures of the damage in the hurricane where the freeway collapsed. Hotels partially collapsed. The airport's closed. But American Airlines sent relief planes in there with food, water, and equipment, so did Alaska Airlines. And yet no one's covering this story, according to Jesse Ventura. The media ignored it. Well, I saw stories on Fox News. They covered it repeatedly. SF Gate, Los Angeles Times, the San Diego Union Tribune, Yahoo News, the Weather Channel. The Weather Channel had multiple stories. And multiple updates on the storm and the storm damage, because as it passed from the Gulf of Mexico and it went up, it put rain into Arizona, it put rain into California, it put rain in New Mexico, it put rain into Colorado, Nevada. But no one was covering this story? A hurricane? And Jesse says the typhoon. Well, there's a thing about the international date line up to a certain point. It is a typhoon, but in this case, it is a hurricane. So Hurricane Odille wasn't covered by anybody, according to Jesse Ventura. Now, Jesse, I don't know. He used to wear a bandana or a ponytail. Maybe that got on too tight over the years. But he needs to get out of Mexico for a while, get a satellite dish, get some kind of internet feed, and start looking up the stories, because there's no blackout on this story. Now, I am surprised at one thing, but it may be the Mexican government is sensitive about American troops going down there to help out. That President Obama, excuse me, my allergies are killing me this morning. President Obama has sent no troops, no relief effort. Usually after hurricanes around the world, we send planes in, but the airport is closed, and all kinds of relief aid. So I don't know why we don't do that, why we haven't done that. And it wasn't just a story about an engagement party being canceled. Americans or others were trapped down there. There was no way out. The freeway collapsed. The airport was closed. How the hell are you going to get out? And a lot of the fishing boats down there were damaged. But there's relief efforts going all over the place, and private groups sending money and food and equipment. And they had looting down there. Lots of stores protecting themselves with guns. I posted on my forum, the guy from Pittsburgh, .bordos.com, stories about the local animal shelter there getting damaged. They need $50,000. And hundreds, if not thousands, of dogs and cats and pets are running through the street terrified because they lost their homes. So Jesse Ventura, the only media blackout is the one between your ears. There's no media blackout in their story. There hasn't been. They've been covering it since the storm hit. So don't always believe what you hear and read on the internet. In this case, don't believe what you hear from Jesse the Body Ventura, because in this case, the body is shut down for repairs, or it needs to be. Alright, this is the guy from Pittsburgh. I'll catch you next time. Free Art Bell, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.